this is what I'm going to show you how to make in this video. So yeah, today I'm going to show you how to make this roaring electro track. Now, to go along with this video, you can get this full template, the project files, samples, MIDI, the presets, everything like that from this video that you just heard is available at the top of the description on my website. Go smash that link, guys. This is one of the best templates for electro on the market, you know, to really hammer the style down. If you've been struggling or you just want some new inspiration or something new to work with, wherever you're at, this link at the top of the description will help you immediately take your tracks to the next level. Thank you so much for the support, guys. And let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 132 BPM over here. You know, not too fast, but it gives it a nice groove. It's not too slow either. First thing we have is the drums, which are actually probably simpler than you would think. Alright, so the first thing we have up here would actually be some noise percussion. So we're using noise in Operator. And you can hear it creating this sick little percussion group. This is really good with electro. Obviously, this style has that kind of like synthy, you know, almost like techno thing going on there. Especially a lot of the early stuff. And so you can really like get a more interesting and also more like moving percussion out of this too, because if you listen, there's a ton of automation that really brings these to life. So what's happening here is it's this first one. Okay, so this first one here is in Operator. We got one white noise oscillator and then a bandpass filter. And the bandpass has a little envelope, but what really helps it is this hard shaper. Just having like a little bit of that on there. You can say I didn't even have to turn the drive up, but just that little bit can really like make that more percussive. And then what we're doing is we're automating the bandpass just a little bit to where you're getting like, it's almost like you're making like two different sounds out of it. And that's the cool thing with that. So we got that going through a bit of echo and then some drum bus. And then for the second one, so this is also just one white noise oscillator, no filtering this time though. But what this one has is automation on the sustain and the release. So you can see it's like these little hits. And it's like, right? Almost like an open hi-hat. But yeah, and then the other thing that we have going on here is we have the LFO on. I got a little bit of drum bus, high pass, and then a high-end boost. So that's actually like a very simple way to synthesize some percussion. And you can hear it'll add like a really nice thing into your track. Then we have some 808 hi-hats. You know, these are dry. We just got a nice closed one. Steady, like 8th note rhythm with a few 16ths. And then just like a nice open hi-hat. Then we've got the kick. Yeah, just a nice 808 kick. You know, very, very punchy though. Like a lot of like click to it. So it's not just any old 808. You have to find a really punchy one. But you can see no processing required. And it's all like, you can hear it above the bass. It's super punchy. So a lot of times if your kick's getting buried, it's not because you need to put more processing on it. It's probably because you need to take processing away. So then we have this layer. So what this is, it's that same exact kick and it's playing the same pattern, but I muted it and it's just like this little short chunk of it, like right at the start. And we're actually using that for a sidechain because it sounds a little better than sidechaining it to the kick. Then the last drum here is the snare. You can hear nice punchy 808 snare. You know, again, it's really just like 808 drums, a few 909 drums if you want to do that in the style also, but really like, you know, you can do a lot with just 808 drums. But you see, like, it's not just like grabbing the Ableton 808 core kit and just using it raw. Like, it's these very carefully selected 808 samples. So then we have the main bass, which is an 808, like a hip hop 808. So you can see here's the MIDI. So we're kind of doing this thing, we're just bouncing between G sharp and A. That's what the other synth does as well. But you can see like it's these glide notes. But then also like if you hear how that kind of plays with the kick and snare. Like that groove is really solid. And that's another thing with these tracks, you know, it's like when you're a songwriter, you want to make a song, like if you're writing like a pop song or something, you know, you want to make a song where you play it with just the piano and the voice. It's just as good as with the whole strings and guitars and drums and all of that. It's kind of the same thing here, where it's like, if this doesn't work, just kick, snare, and 808. Like, if that can't make you bob your head, then it's not going to be good even with all the extra layers, right? You have to have that, like the skeleton has to be good. And so you want to spend some time with just these three together. And the reason I'm including the snare in this and not just like the kick and the bass is that's the groove. It's like that kick and snare thing, obviously the like electro pattern. But it's really like how those things interact with this. So yeah, for processing on that, what we're doing is it's just a little bit of overdrive. And what's happening is I'm just really distorting the mid-range, which then we're using the dry wet here to kind of blend it. This is more like a layer, because if you turn it all the way up pretty quickly, there's no bass left. So you keep the bass, but just have that on top of it. And then, like I said before, this being sidechained to that side layer, it's super clean when you just sidechain it to the little short, like, right. Then the last layer we have here is this bass synth, which is really more so like it's a bass, but it's like sitting on top of the main bass. Like this is the bass that actually has the low end. Well, obviously, like when we put these together, you get a really nice, unique groove between both of them. So the notes for this one, it's the same two notes as you saw with the 808. That was just a really simple version of it, where here you can see it's really just this little 16th note thing that's happening. But again, it's just those same two basic notes across a few different octaves. Now, for the sound on this one, it's made with analog. It's a saw wave and a pulse wave. You can see I turned the pulse width up a bunch. And then we have a low pass filter. So there's 4 different modulations on this because there's an LFO. So that's moving it around. There's key tracking. So the low notes are like a little bit more closed than the higher notes. And that's giving it movement. And then we also have an envelope. So it's giving it the like pluck. But then even beyond that, there's automation on the filter. And see, that just gives you this nice like crescendo in the middle there almost. And that's kind of what you're going for there. Right? And it's like, because it's obviously very, very simple what you're hearing. Like, it's literally just these 2 notes. And it's a really simple pattern. So if you have like these modulations happening, that's what can really bring it to life. And yeah, we got the amp envelope like that. I've got some vibrato and some unison. I've got this audio effect track, which is actually a bit of multi-band distortion. So we've got like the lows on their own, the mids, which have a little bit of overdrive, and then the highs have this wave shaper. You can hear that's nice and crunchy. And then you get a nice sound when you do it multi-band like that. Then we've got a bit of echo with the ping pong. And also the thing about this, the reason why the ping pong works really well here is because of everything else. If you listen, There's really no like stereo stuff. So all of a sudden, if you throw in this echo, which has ping pong on it, it'll really, really stand out. And people are going to hear your track and go, wow, like the ping pong echo is so cool. But really, the ping pong echo is only one part of it. It's really like what it's playing with. The fact that there's nothing really going on in the left and right ear that would give it so much space. And yeah, then we just got a bit of drum bus actually, which is really just like adding character. Right? You can hear it makes it fatter and adds some texture and a bit of compression with the transients. Then we just have a high pass and then it's side chain to that same side layer. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the full project files, samples, MIDI, presets, everything like that from this video is available at the top of the description on my website. Thank you so much for the support, guys. It really helps. But it's also about supporting you. This is something you can grab today that will take your tracks to the next level. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.